Good morning, YouTube. You're always first. Let me know how the sound is over there. Good morning, YouTube. You're always first. Let me know if you can hear me pretty well. And now we're going to be letting in everybody else. Just in 1 second. Here we go. Here we go. Periscope up. Facebook Live. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning, Danielle. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Good morning, Shauna. Hey, Hugh. Let me know if you can hear me, Hugh. Good morning, Jerry. Good to see you. Angels, Amy, good to see you. Was babysitting. Aw. And we're back. Please, if you will, swipe and invite your followers. Hey, Jim. Good to see you. Good morning, Monica. Let me know if you can hear me over there on YouTube, all right? Take that. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Lady Catherine, good to see you. Good morning, good morning. Great. Perfect. Hey, Patrick, good to see you. Good Monday morning. Time to expose the left. Yes. Yes, I did. Hey. Oh, there's an echo, Jamie? Don't know why there's an echo. You're hearing an echo? Let me know if you are. Shouldn't be an echo over there on YouTube. Not sure why. No echo. Yeah, no echo on Periscope, but I don't know about YouTube. Anybody, can you tell me if it's okay on YouTube? So there's an echo. Let me see why. Don't know why. I was on yesterday and there was no echo, so not sure why now. The echo is back. Let me try to fix this. On YouTube, yeah. I don't know why. Let me trying to fix it really quickly here. Checking out everything, checking it twice. Monica says it's fine for her. Some people are getting an echo, some people are not. Shouldn't be any echoes at all, but very strange. Anybody else hearing an echo? A bit echoey. Okay, somebody else is hearing that as well. Brenda, hey, good morning. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to fix it because I don't know why it's causing it. Let me do this if I put it on just the regular and see what happens. Okay, can anybody hear me now? Can anybody hear me now? Oh, really? You came in to say that? Such a disappointment. You have to leave then. All right, so almost sounds like you're in a closet. I am, Hugh. How did you guess? Sounds like I'm in a tunnel. That's really good. That's the way you want to sound. Can anybody hear me? You can't. You now? Am I still in a tunnel over there? Yeah. Facebook is fine. Periscope is fine. It's just YouTube having problems. YouTube just likes to do this every now and then. Sounds good. Somebody give me a thumbs up over there on YouTube if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Hugh? Is it good now or worse? What's the verdict? Is this any better? Can you hear me, Hugh? Is it good now? Okay, we're gonna just turn that off. Okay. Lots of the trolls accounts have 0 followers or following. Yeah. So trolls like to come in. You know how trolls are. Okay, so it sounds like you can hear me now. I have no. Okay, it's okay. We'll try to get that fixed. I came on yesterday and it was absolutely fine, so I have no idea what's doing that now. Shouldn't be doing it. The Monday morning sound problem. Maybe somebody can come on with me later and test it and see how it's going. Let me try to go back to where we were and see if I can get anything up and going here for you guys? Anything now? Can you hear me now? Is that better or worse? All right, maybe you need a bit more covfefe. I'm thinking that I might need that. Hey Jennifer, good morning. Somebody on YouTube, let me know what's happening, how the sound is for you. All right, so let's get started, and YouTube can let me know how it's sounding over there. Um, so once again, Donald Trump. Hey Barbara, good morning. Donald Trump had his Hollywood Walk of Fame star vandalized. This time during the Gay Pride and Resist March in LA. So Jim is trolling me today over on YouTube. That's great. On Facebook Live, I should say. Good. We all need those trolls. No, I don't. I don't know what it is, Hugh. I really have no idea what the problem is with it. It shouldn't be doing anything like that. So it's just discouraging there. So, did anybody hear about the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the star? Did you hear what happened? Anything on that? Apparently, there were stickers that were put on it. They're such babies. Yes, they always are such babies. They can't help themselves. I think they try, but it just never works for them. They put stickers on that said resist homophobia and no drive out Pence/Trump fascist regime. I don't even think they realize that Donald Trump is the president and Pence is the vice president because they had it just the other way around. So who knows with these people what they know and what they don't know. I know. Pretty amazing. So I'm sure once they pull all the stickers off, it'll be fine. What a big impact putting stickers on there made. Woo! Everybody just after that decided not to vote for Trump. They would be respected more if they would act like adults. Yeah, if they knew how to, that would be a help. Hey Ron, good to see you. Love does always win, Jim. The marches are so full of love. I know. Trolls don't have a clue. No, they don't. They need some place to go on the weekend, some place to go on Sunday, something to do, and they just come out and you know get paid and have fun doing it. I guess. I know gay people were marching for Sharia law and stupid because they're marching for people who want to kill gays, that Jennifer said. Love does Trump hate? Yep. Please tell me when Trump ever did anything against them. Never. What I would have liked to have seen is the gays for Trump. I think they should have been out there marching. They get to take buses paid by Soros. I know. I know, Patrick. They just bus them on in. They probably feed them. They pay them, and they have a good day. And they put a couple of stickers on the ground and go away, and don't know why. It's your typical day in the neighborhood, right? I mean, and instead of having their gay pride and parade and doing whatever they want to do, they have to bring in hate into it. Not sure why they have to do that. Let's see. So some in other news, I thought this was really good. Over the weekend, I guess Donald Trump. What was that in L.A.? Yes, Robin, that was in L.A. That was on the Hollywood Walk of Fame there on his star. And they keep vandalizing it. They've done it a couple of times. Get a chocolate sundae with a cherry on top, Kim said. Yeah, I mean, to watch that one pro Sharia march where the woman was putting a burqa on a statue of like what was it, the Freedom Girl or something like that, and she put a burqa on the statue. That was really odd, very very strange, to do something like that. ActForAmerica.com joined to stop Sharia law, Jennifer said. So that was ActForAmerica.com. So I mean, I don't know how if you're gay, If you're a woman and some other groups, I don't know why you would be pro Sharia. I think that obviously those people are extremely misguided and don't understand what it's all about. So if you ever see what I can't understand why people want to be oppressed. I don't know either, Robin. Maybe because when they live in a country where you're free, they don't understand what oppression really is. They are sheep, yeah. I mean, obviously, for them to believe that there's any possibility that Sharia is good for them. I think I'm not sure, Jerry, about that 100%, but I know even in the United States, some of them have apply Sharia law. They don't know what Sharia is, probably not. But then again, people choose Barabbas. Absolutely, they chose Barabbas. Yep. So I mean, you can't always figure out what's going on with these people and why they believe what they believe. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see these women who are pro Sharia. I mean, you've seen some of the videos where the women are actually, getting down and praying and bowing down and going along with everything in this oppressed society in America, where they're doing that and believe in Sharia law and the Quran and all that, and these women are just going along with it. Yeah, I'm glad people spoke out too. Good morning, Marlene. Yeah. So, again, it's a weird thing. Hello, how are you? Welcome, Yordi. It's your first day on Periscope. Those people who are just now on the first day of Periscope, huh? Don't know if that's good or bad. They're being brainwashed, Jennifer said. 1 year anniversary of the Pulse nightclub terror attacks. Yep. But, you have to keep ties with your family or be ostracized. Has to be spiritual and evil battle going on. Yeah, Robin, absolutely is. I think everybody knows that that is a spiritual battle. Because it comes up, Sean, and it says it's their first day on Periscope. Oppression, the new freedom, Hugh said. That's true, Hugh. It's kind of, I think that, we're teaching a lot of people, especially the young people, that that to be free somehow is wrong. To be American and to feel proud of being American is wrong. Toronto, I don't know how you say your name, but it's your first day on Periscope. Welcome. And so, I mean, I think that's pretty unusual. Freedom in Christ, yes. And so, well, I think hate's a strong word, so maybe you should drop into some of them. Um, what is merhaba? Maybe you could speak English so we could understand what you're saying. Yes, in Great Britain, biggest terrorist is the mayor. Jennifer said. Ah, from Turkey. Even trolls got to have a first day. That's right. Hello, how are you? Sadly, a young Christian man I know was at that march. That is very sad. Why, thank you. Thanks, Barbara. Hate is not of the Father unless it's hating the sin. Yeah. So anyway, I think yeah, Sadiq Khan. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I'm not sure why they elected him as the mayor. Hey, Karen, good to see you. No, Danielle, I didn't get it cut. I just curled it. Some days I do that. Yes, I'm very proud of being an American. Thank you, Danielle, and also of our president as well. He's doing a great job, even with all the BS that he has to put up with. He's doing a great job. The UK seems rather lost. It really does. I think Renee said that. Yeah, it really does appear that way. They're afraid of being viewed as racist if they didn't. I'm in London now. Wow, that's too bad. No, Obama really didn't do great things. They have been overrun. Yes, greatest thing Obama did was leave office and he still hasn't left. He's still thinking he's president somehow, so he still wants to have a hand in that. Ah, I see. I see, Shauna. Yeah, I don't know why there's an echo over there, but on YouTube, it's kind of weird. I have to check that problem out. We had it fixed, and for some reason, it's echoing. It shouldn't. There should not be an echo of any kind. I don't know. Let me check. Maybe I can turn off. We try to turn something off, and maybe that will help. We shall see. Maybe I have two going on or something. Let's see what happens when I do this. Let me know over there on YouTube if that's any better for you. If you could let me know. He's making this worldly rounds. Yeah. Theresa May is making deals with the Irish Republicans, and Muslim mayor of the UK has lost its spine. Probably so. Is this better sound for you over there on YouTube? Ex-president needs to fade into the background. Exactly. Welcome, Nazreem. It's your first day on Periscope. Hey, how are you? Is it Tori? Good to see you. No change in sound. I don't know what that is today. Sorry about the sound over there. Hey, Laura, good to see you. Quite interesting that Comey's memos and friend have disappeared and didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah, it is funny how the friend came out. Yeah, it's me. And then all of a sudden he disappears. How are you? Good. Good to see everybody. A little concerned about Mueller and his hiring of additional experts. You think so there, Monique? That's a big problem. That's a very big problem. The House and Senate knew the president wasn't under investigation and sat on it. Yeah, I don't know, Ray, how many knew or how many didn't know. I'm just not sure. But somebody knew, and Comey knew, and he wasn't saying anything. Sound quality is never as good on YouTube, but it's okay. The way I switch to sometimes, yeah, I don't know why today it's acting up, but I'll have to try to work on that and fix it. It's just not sure what's going on. And it's something changed by itself. That happens sometimes. Uh, yeah, not really sure. Okay, so one thing that I really like too that President Trump had a personal fundraiser this weekend for Tom MacArthur. He's a person that helped a lot on the repeal of or amendment of Obamacare, and he had a personal fundraiser for him, and he didn't allow the press to be there. They raised about $800,000 and had about 100 guests. Hey, Ellen, good to see you. So I thought that was very good, and the press is very upset, of course, about that. Yeah, and we know Gang of Eight knew. Yeah, Rhonda, I know. I think they probably didn't want to come out and say anything because then they would be considered like Nunez was. Oh, you're leaking this. You're trying to be, you're impartial. You're trying to be, you're biased. This everything. So they couldn't probably say anything. But anyway, about 100 guests and about $800,000 was raised for Tom MacArthur. No press allowed, and they're not very happy. And I think from now on, that's the way it should be with the press. I think every time that they do what they do, they should be excluded. I really do. When it's not mandatory that they're there, why should they be there? Why should they be allowed to do that? Newt came out really strong on POTUS and what Comey has done. Yeah, I did an article, Kim, at SusanKnowles.com. It's about Newt. He was basically saying that after the president was vindicated, and he was, by Comey saying there was no investigation, that he didn't try to obstruct justice with him, no soup for you, for the press. He didn't try to stop the overall investigation. He only talked to him about Flynn. That now, because that has happened, that we should stop the independent investigator. And as I've said before, this investigator is by no means. There's no way that this council is independent in any way. He's known Comey since 2004. They worked together under Obama. They were mentored by Eric Holder. They were called brothers in arms by people on CNN. Mueller was the FBI director, and Comey took over for him. These people know each other. And before the testimony, uh, that Comey went over and basically talked to him, talked to Mueller, told him what he was going to say, and sort of got Mueller's blessing on what he was going to say. So, how that's independent, I don't know. Now, Newt came out and said that Congress should go in and Congress should stop everything. He shouldn't have been assigned in the first place. That's true, Amanda. Technically, Mueller could be a witness now, and so can Comey. Comey could be called as well. Yeah, just go to SusanKnowles.com, SusanKnowles.com. That's where I have all my articles and the shows that I do. Um, and so Newt said, we got to get Congress to stop this. But it's really not, thank you, Jerry, it's not Congress's place to stop this. I gave the citing of the law that says who is able to stop this, and it's basically Rosenstein. He's the one that can remove this special prosecutor for a conflict of interest or for good cause. Basically, any reason that he wants. He can say, we're done. You're out of here. We don't need you anymore. And I think that's what needs to be done. And I honestly do believe at this point that that's not going to happen unless the American people stand up and say, enough is enough, call them off. Because as Shauna was saying, this weekend, Rosenstein went out and, not Rosenstein, but Mueller went out and hired more people. He's got this small arsenal of people, of attorneys, that looks like a small attorney general's office. That's what some people have said. So he's gearing up. He's hiring people. These people have worked on Watergate and all kinds of things. So nothing about what he's doing is saying I'm over this. Even Comey said no stone is going to be left unturned with him. Comey's also, as you know, he manipulated this to make this happen. Hey, Nancy. We have a phone number for him. No, but he's the Deputy U.S. Attorney General. So, I think, honestly, the best bet would be to do a petition, perhaps, or, to contact, let's say, Jay Sekulow and see if Jay Sekulow can sort of join in and try to make that happen. Because, otherwise, unless the American public speaks up, if Rosenstein stops it, then they're going to say, "Oh, okay, so you're partisan now. You just wanted it stopped because you didn't want this president to be, impeached or whatever the case may be." And so he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And really, he should never have been brought on in the first place. It should never have happened. Yeah, one that Mueller handled Watergate. Yes. Yep, not good at all. So I think we really do need to send a message to let them know that we need to send him home, send him packing, get this over with. And I know that Sessions on Tuesday, he basically after what happened was Comey. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good to see you, Kim. Um, what happened was that when when Comey was finished testifying publicly, he had a closed door session, and he went in, and at that time he said Attorney General Sessions had an extra meeting, a third meeting with the ambassador of Russia that he never told anybody about. And so that's what got Sessions all upset. And that's why Sessions said, I want to come out on Tuesday. I want to testify. I want to talk about what Comey's saying. And I think what he wanted to do was have a closed session, just like Comey did and was allowed to do. And now, of course, the Democrats are saying, "Oh no, it shouldn't be closed. It should be public." Well, why should his have to be public when Comey's and that part in saying that was done in a closed session? So once again, we're not treating the Republicans, as fair. We're allowing everybody else, but the Republicans, to do what they want to do, what they think is best. But when it comes to Sessions and other people, now we have to do it differently. Now we have to, have it out there in public. And I don't think that I'm fine with it if it's closed session. And I'm just seeing a breaking news now. They're saying that Sessions will be testifying in public on Tuesday. Mueller's not going to step down, Nancy. No, not unless we raise a stink about it. Republicans do let Democrats get away with a lot of stuff. Mueller was only supposed to be in there for the interim, not permanently. That part I didn't hear, Monique. Did Sessions make a mistake by recusing himself? I think Robin, based upon law and ethics, he had to recuse himself, and he also did that under, uh, he advice of counsel. Sessions will reveal Mueller. That'd be great. Mueller, Comey, anybody else? Thanks, Kim. The Republicans are as bad as the Democrats. All this is one huge plan to take POTUS down. It is. It is. That's all it is. It is a. Donald Trump was right. It's a witch hunt. That's what it is. It's a witch hunt. No, he's not going to reign forever. He might reign for 8 years, but that's it. I think Sessions will remove his recusal tomorrow. Well, Nancy, if he feels that he can do that. Hey, Gina, good to see you. Yep. That's what I said, Jerry. It was breaking news that Sessions is going to uh, testify publicly. I hope he exposes all of them. I really do. But, the fact that Rosenstein went out and got Mueller, there's something wrong with that. I mean, why would you pick a guy that you knew was not neutral in any way, shape, or form? I'm thankful that Trump is keeping the focus on his job, Robin said. And he's doing it, but very hard. I have been posting against Mueller from the beginning. Yep, me too. Mueller needs to go. What they need to do, that everybody needs to go. There should be. Oh wow, too bad, Shauna. There should be. Mueller was picked by Rosenstein, Kim. There should be no investigation at this point. There should be no special counsel. That never was. That never was necessary. No, Comey did not pick Mueller, Danielle. Mueller was picked by Rosenstein, Deputy Attorney General. Yep. Smell a rat, Amanda. I know. There was total rat from the very beginning. It was absolutely crazy to pick him. I think all these Congress people like to see themselves on C-SPAN. Probably. James Comey was asked, well, you knew that Hillary destroyed 20-something devices, such as 2 BlackBerry phones. Her servers were right clean and other people, blah, blah, blah. Sounds to me that you already had your mind made up before the investigation. Yeah, I think what's going to come out sooner or later, and it's not going to be, I don't think, in the hearing coming up on Tuesday, but it's going to come out that there were a ton of meetings that Comey had with Attorney General Lynch. And I think people are going to, ask questions about, did you take notes with her? She told you, don't call it an investigation, call it a matter. Did you take notes about that? Did that make you uncomfortable? Nothing that anybody else said. You said he's a rat. Nothing that anybody else said made him feel uncomfortable. But that calling it a matter, not an investigation. I saw somebody that had a meme that said Federal Bureau of Matters instead of Federal Bureau of Investigation. Sessions was probably appeasing the left, and that's why he recused himself, mostly to keep the heat off Trump. Yeah, I mean, according to what Sessions said, he did on the advice of counsel recuse himself. No, Mueller didn't. Mueller, I mean, Rosenstein was the deputy. He didn't work. He's been in the U.S. Attorney General's office. Danielle, he didn't. Comey did not was not over Mueller or was not over Rosenstein. I mean, Comey was not Rosenstein's boss. How is YouTube, Shauna? Do you hear an echo or does it sounding okay for you? Can Trump reverse Sessions' recusal? I feel like Comey had a hand in convincing Sessions to recuse. Whether or not Sessions recuses himself or comes off of that, it's up to Sessions, not up to Trump at all. Hey Marie, how are you? Hillary would have had Comey killed, Jennifer said. Gingrich said that the investigation will be a witch hunt. It is a witch hunt, yeah. A bit of an echo. Yeah, I got maybe Shauna. After this, you and I can come on YouTube together and figure out what the problem is with this. If you have some time, people won't wake up until the verbal exactness. See, the problem is, we're allowing them to go and keep going and keep looking for anything. Okay, but what are you looking for? I mean, are you going? This is supposed to be a criminal investigation. When you have an independent counsel, this is a criminal investigation. So tell me what's criminal about it. They said Donald Trump, Comey said Donald Trump didn't obstruct justice. There's nothing there. Trump was never under investigation. So who are you criminally going after? Don't you need an actual yeah, it's a criminal investigation, right? So, but where's the crime? Who are you going after? Left is never happy unless they're accusing right of something. And who for what really not playing dumb? What I don't understand what you said, Barbara. They want to go after Trump to impeach him. That's not. That has nothing to do. It's not There's no crime been committed here. He's not under investigation. Comey didn't have it under investigation, and so what is this? This guy that Mueller is supposed to be looking for the connection with Russia in the election and any obstruction of justice between with Trump with an obstruction of justice. And Comey just said there's no obstruction of justice. Yeah. They're looking for something like Kim said. They're just looking for anything and everything to try to pin it on Trump is exactly what they're trying to do. And I mean, why aren't they looking for the connection? What about Hillary? What about Hillary, what she did in the election? What about Attorney General Lynch? What about the meeting on the tarmac? What about, Bill Clinton? What about? I mean, there's so much they could be looking into, and yet they're just focused on Donald Trump. But I think there's no need for this special prosecutor. I mean, there really isn't. And I think that we need to do something, petition, call the Congress people, whatever we have to do to keep the heat on to say Mueller cannot, he's not neutral. Hillary had 90% of the votes in D.C. and Trump had 4%. Jeez, that tells you a lot, Nancy. Comey lied about Sessions. They hate him because they can't buy him. Yeah. Well, they hate him because they don't know what to do with him. He's not a politician and he's not following the rules as all the other politicians, the rhinos, have done in the past, or all the Democrats. Again, we've got to quit allowing uh, our whole thing, to be dictated by what the Democrats want us to do, and that's what we're continuing to allow them to dictate. Must be a stand. Yeah, we must stand for him. I'm really over the hate just to hate crowd. Shauna said they just can't get past the fact that their candidates got beat by an outsider. Nancy said we need to consider Trump as our greatest military leader. Invest in it. Yes, craziness. Yeah, and the thing of it too, and this is absolutely true. I hope all of you are praying every day for the protection of Trump, Pence and the rest of the administration, because this is an absolute spiritual battle. It really and truly is. This is not your everyday run of the mill, type, oh, they just hate us type thing. No, this is a spiritual battle. Good, Barbara. Fall asleep every night praying for him and our country. Yep, absolutely. Do daily, great. Sadly, we have raised a generation to be just like this. When an adult has to use the F word because it's cool, that's setting a bad example. Comey said he was concerned about possible tapes, that he felt he really needed to get this out to the public, but double standard when very concerned and disturbed about Lynch's orders. A lie. Yeah, I know, Monique. So proud of our president. Yes, pray for protection, favor, and blessing over him. No, I don't speak Portuguese. Does that mean my dreams are prayers? I have no idea, Kim. Trump is trying to help us, not hurt us. People need to know that. Well, but the thing of it is, the people who are against Trump trying to do whatever he can for America are really against America. These people, I heard somebody say, well, they don't realize what they're doing. Yeah, they do realize. They do realize exactly what they're doing. Cully, here's some good news on that play in New York. Hey, Robert, good morning. Um, the play in New York has had two major sponsors pull out. Delta Airlines and Bank of America have now pulled out of that disgusting play. Good morning. Delta and American Airlines, Danielle. You're late. Good morning. Yeah. Yes. I think it's really good. And the guy, Fareed Zakaria, who is a host of one of the there's only one more week of that play. Well, maybe it'll be shortened down, Shauna. Uh, Fareed Zakaria called the play a masterpiece. I don't know, Nancy. I think what's happening, the conservative research media or group, the one that we wrote about, that I wrote about a week or so ago, they are keeping tabs on everything that's going on, and they're really starting to speak out. I mean, for example, that Reza Aslan, who called the president a POS. He's a guy that's on CNN. His show was canceled, and that's due to that conservative research media group that was going after them and making continuous calls. Yeah, so that's something again that we have to continue doing in order for us to stop this stuff. And I'm glad that that group is doing that. The Robert, the Delta and American Airlines has pulled out as sponsors of that stupid Julius Caesar Broadway play in New York that depicts the assassination of President Trump. So they've pulled out; they're no longer sponsors. So that's really good news, and I'm sure there were a lot of phone calls that convinced them that they shouldn't be a part of it. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. I mean, this would never have been allowed, and it shouldn't have been allowed, of seeing President Obama depicted as Caesar and being assassinated. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's crazy. And the left, again, thinks it's okay for them to do it. Absolutely, I feel like a prayer warrior on fire every time I see hateful lies about President Trump. I can feel my blood boiling. I always respond with a link to the real source to prove the liar's wrong, Monique said. Colbert should be fired, and everyone. Yeah, I don't like Colbert. Hey, Karen, good morning. He should be fired for some of the things that he's saying. He goes way too far. And what was her name? Chelsea. God, what is her name? The comedian. Oh, Chelsea Handler or something. Contact American Express today. Pull ads from assassination play. Oh, so American Express is involved in that. Yeah, Chelsea Handler. Comey wanted to appear as poor, pitiful boy, but this is a master plan. Absolutely, Kim. And I think that you all heard that Comey is, the rumor at least has it, that he's being offered $10 million for a book deal. So I have a feeling that he wanted to go in, he wanted to testify publicly, so he could have a that final chapter for himself in his book. It is sickening. I mean, what is sickening is to know that we had somebody like that in charge of the FBI, a weak person who basically couldn't even go up in front of the president and say we shouldn't be having this conversation. Yeah, Kim, he was always playing dumb about anything that he should have done as far as against his own, and he's a political hack. He's obviously a Democrat and a political hack. So can you make money in prison off your offenses? Uh, People buying the book is sick. Yeah, Shauna, people who are, let's say, who kill people, they're not allowed to profit off of that if they write a book on it. I know they do keep making millions on it. Uniparty is now revealed. It is elites and slaves. Guess which ones we are? Exactly, Nancy. Exactly. Don't like any one of them, especially Kathy Griffin. Yeah, Kathy Griffin over the top. And we haven't heard from Kathy in a little while. I guess maybe she's taking a week off trying to figure out where she's going to go next. Should be in the dollar bin. Well, one of the things too, if and when the book comes out, you can certainly call people like Barnes and Noble, or call the people who are putting it out and tell them that you don't like it. Tell the publishers you're against it. No one is being forced to buy the book, and you can also give your opinion about the book as well. I'm sure that Comey's not going to be giving it money to the charity. Some man that thought was informed but did not know how deep the slime was. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you go to bed at night thinking that the FBI is, got your back, right? I mean, that's what we're supposed to believe. And here this man is the weakest human being in a position of power like that. I've never I mean, who would, even if, okay, let's just say that's the way you were, why would you publicly say that? It's like, oh, yeah, they got Milo's contract canceled. Maybe we can do the same for him. Exactly. Hey, Don. Yeah, a lot of the bookstores do lean towards the left, and I guess a lot of the publishers do too. I knew Deep State was there, but did you know it was this bad? No, Nancy, I didn't know it was that bad. And it's, again, you don't want to believe that like the FBI is colluding, with the AG's office to do what allegedly they've done. Robin said, I think we're just starting to find out the truth about Comey. I believe that's true. I believe that there's so much more about Comey that is going to be frightening. And people say, yeah, but look at what Comey did. He came out and he talked about Hillary and it caused her to lose the election. Well, number one, no, she lost the election on her own. But number two, the only reason that he came out and talked about Hillary at that time was the fact that of the after Loretta Lynch met on the tarmac with Bill, she had said we're not going to investigate too deeply into what Hillary may or may not have done. And so Comey was doing a little CYA. And also, as he said, the DOJ felt that had been compromised by the fact that she said that. So if he covered that up, then it would make everybody look corrupt. So, this wasn't some altruistic thing where he did it to get Hillary, not get her elected. He did it as a CYA, and he did it because the DOJ had been compromised. God gives men the brains to know the truth, so yes, thanks for new social media. And I think it is so good that we have social media and that Donald Trump can tweet to us. Been out running errands. Oh, hey, Susan, how are you? We should feel good that we can dismantle our brains for the brainwashing. Yeah, Nancy, I really do because we have eyes and ears that are open. Can you imagine the crookedness that we are not aware of? I know, Don. Corruption doesn't even come close to describing this. That's true, Kim. This runs so deep and has been going on for so long. Think about this. You're just now finding out little tips about what's been going on. Can you imagine the type of corruption and evil that went on for 8 years in the darkness? 8 years to sit there and do whatever you want to do. I know, Sean. I'm glad we have this outlet here to talk about what's true. Soros puppet Schumer having drinks with Soros, of course. We're happy you're not an American, too. Yeah, I know. It makes you sick. And the preparation for those 8 years with Bush. Yeah. I mean, there's been, well, we weren't in deep sleep, Barbara. I think what it is that people don't want to believe that their government is so corrupt like that. I'm so trusting that these people in high positions really care about the people, Robin said. Okay, Hugh, see you tomorrow. Have a stellar day yourself. Thank you. I actually voted McCain because if MSM lies, although alternative was, yeah, there wasn't really anybody to vote for at that point. Yeah, and the one thing I think that is true, it's not only do we have to wake up about our government, but we need to wake up and find out and really look at this. And that is, we've allowed, we meaning Christians, we have allowed ourselves and our religion and let's face it, our society in America was based on the Christian faith. We kind of went to sleep and we allowed all of these other groups to come out and make us silent, put us down, and they have risen and we are falling. And in order to bring our society back, it's going to take Christians to come back out and start turning things around. Hey, Carrie, and we're not doing that. We're very silent. We let everybody else do it. I mean, look at, and this is a good example. Look at the LGBT. For the longest time, they were very quiet. Nobody knew anything about them. They were kind of off in the darkness, if you will. And now they've come out. They've basically gotten themselves classified as a special class of people that needs protection. They have gotten rules and everything else in their favor. Uh, Now everyone's gay, and if they're not gay, everyone wants to be gay. I mean, that's the whole thing, and they've done that with it. I guess you want to say with great marketing. And so Christians aren't doing that. We've just gone to sleep and said, well, we'll just let things go as the way they're going to go. Well, we had Christians, there were rules, there were biblical principles. That's how children were taught. That's how the schools were run. We don't have that anymore because we stopped doing it. And we're going to have to come back. Well, there's no separation. The separation of churches and state on the First Amendment has always been misread. It says that the government will not establish a religion. It doesn't talk about the people, and it does. So the interpretation is incorrect about the First Amendment. Think of the little time Trump has been in office. Amazing how things are already so significantly changed. Yes, Shauna. I feel that we really felt like our hands were tied. Let's face it, when Obama did some of the dirty deeds, we felt paralyzed until we woke up. It's so true, Don. But I think, we continue to allow ourselves to be censored. We continue to allow people to say, oh, that it's against the First Amendment. A person identifying as a hippopotamus. Wow. Why not? See, and again, there was a time when people would say something like that, and the Christians would come out and say, "That's crazy," or the Christians would come out and say, "No, there's only male and female. There's not 50 others." And yet, we don't want to do that now because it's not politically correct. So we have allowed a lot of the physical, politically correctness to do that. Everyone in the theater. I know, Nancy. And the TV shows are becoming like that. And yet, they're a very small minority. Yeah, but we're not other countries. We're America. Our country was founded on biblical principles, on Christianity, Judeo Christian beliefs. That's what our country was founded upon. Shauna said when Obama bowed down during the Apologizing for America tour, her heart sank. In God we trust. That's right. And I think we need to stop allowing people to say, oh, like Obama came out and said, oh, this country was founded on Islamic principles. No, it was not. Judeo-Christian principles. And we need to get back to that, and we need to start, accepting that and acknowledging that, and calling people out. But if we continue on this political correctness, we're going to continue to go down. Robin said, yet America needs to be leaders in so many areas. We have the talent and the people. That was like 300 years ago, as Bob Dylan said, the times are changing. No, the times don't change. God is still alive yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and this country was still founded on Judeo Christian principles. You can't change that. You got to bring those principles back, and those people who want to listen will, and those people who don't won't. But for us to be silent and not talk about them is not helping our country. You don't have to be religious, but you don't. You know what? You don't have to accept the fact that Christian principles. If you're not Christian, don't do it. I'm talking to the Christians. Mass shooting in Chicago yesterday, 9 shot. We need to focus on stopping these terrorists first. Well, James, you have a mayor who doesn't want the help from the president. So many things to focus on. I know. And see, that's it, Robin. There's so much chaos that has been created. And so much of this chaos was created under Obama intentionally. That's what they do. That's what globalists do. That's what elitists do. They create chaos. If you're not a Christian, our laws are still good. Exactly. As Christians, we have proof of witness. We must speak out for Jesus like we do for Trump. Absolutely. There's a lot of gang activity in Chicago that they really need to clean that place up. But if the mayor of Chicago is not going to let it happen, then it's not going to happen. And I don't know if you heard, this was not in the news, but I mean this is very disturbing. Let me turn to this page. Um, an off-duty border patrol agent in thank you, Nancy. An off-duty border patrol agent is recovering in a hospital after suffering serious injuries from an attack in New Mexico. And what happened was these passerbyers happened to just find him, and it was about like 11 o'clock on Friday night. He had serious injuries to his head, chest, and although they didn't want to put this in the news, other people who were there saw it. He had his fingers cut off. And they say that again, they're not wanting to talk about it, but they're saying that he was kidnapped, tortured, and mutilated. And I know what animals. I know. My guess would be that this is the drug cartel. Yes. So I mean, that's another problem that we don't talk enough about in the news, uh, about what goes on down at our border and about the problems that they're having. I know fingers cut off. MS-13 could very well be. Sounds like yep, drug cartel. It was in New Mexico, and he would have been dead had these people not come along and found him. I think it was like a news crew that happened to have found him. People are freaking sick. Yes. Exactly, Kim. Kim said if they would talk about it, people would understand why we need that border wall. Yes. But it's funny that people want it to make you feel like everything's fine down at the border. Everything's perfect. The drug cartels are horrendous. Okay, enough of big and rich there. Why they don't talk about it. Yeah, it is. It is a huge problem in any border town. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, that one was just getting on my last nerve there. Oh, thank you, Donna. Yeah, there's so much that that we need to talk about, so much that we don't talk about. I mean, as we talked about the other day, we're still allowing people to stay in this country illegally. Yes, we've cut down on a lot that's happening, people coming across the border, but we still have people who are here illegally. Those that some of those are committing crimes and continue to go on and do things. I mean, how many of the people that are here? How many are from the drug cartel? I don't think we know. I really don't. We have a serious, serious problem. Yes, Amber, that's it's still happening. So, unfortunately, that it's we had that talk last week. It is still happening, and a lot of people would like to see that stop. And another thing in the news, I didn't hear a thing about this. A restaurant in Paris on Sunday night was destroyed by a Molotov cocktail, and four people were wounded. Uh, Three people have been taken to the hospital in serious condition after being badly burned, and the event happened during an attempted robbery. So, I mean, that's pretty significant, and yet we heard absolutely nothing about it. No, not that I know of, Kim. Yeah, I did not hear that. I know. I mean, there are things that we just don't hear about that again are very significant things that we need to be told that we officer with the finger. I know, Nancy, for sure. There's some things that we do need to get out. We need to contact the Congress people in regards to having Mueller taken off, Mueller. The event happened during Ramadan. Yes, Karen, Ramadan is still going on. Protests in Russia this weekend. Protests like everywhere. It's amazing. Like every weekend, there's one protest after another. It's pretty amazing to watch. Fox did run the story on the Border Patrol incident. Wow, they must have been the only ones, Dawn. Soros scorched earth. Karen saw the post on Facebook, but it wasn't reported on MSM. Ramadan never ends. Yeah, that's true. CNN is still spewing skewed news, as always, and the New York Times and the Washington Post. Horrible. I don't, anything I hear from those, I don't even talk about it until I found it in another source. I was posting pics of how abortions are done. People got mad at me for showing them the truth. I know they don't want to see that, Robin. So it's like some of the things that actually the truth that people don't want you to talk about. So yeah, Wapoop. That's good. Good, Tori. It's a good name for them. Sessions testifying on Tuesday. Yes, in public. That is the breaking news. CNN crying about being put in the back of the press conference. Aw, that's too bad. I know, Nancy. It's hard. They don't care about the truth. Some people have trouble with the news. Not me. I want to know what's going on around me. New York slimes, Coley said. Yeah, it's really tough. But that's our news for today. I really want to thank you guys for coming on. And if you would please share this with everyone. Let's get the news out. The more you share this, the more we can get the news out to everybody, and hopefully that somebody on the left will hear this and go do some more research on their own if need be, and find out what's actually going on because we have a horrible problem. Thank you, Marie. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know it went by fast. Oh my gosh. But anyway, thank you. Let's move this earth. Yes, man, we gotta get the word out there, and we really do have to get Mueller replaced. We have to get him and shut this down. Thank you, Donna. Thank you guys so much. Again, please retweet it. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and we shall talk to you soon. Thank you, everybody on Facebook Live. Thanks for coming in. And everybody on YouTube, sorry about the sound. I'll try to get that, work on it, try to get it fixed. I'm not sure what's happening. So have a great day. Take care.